What's up, y'all? This is Tope. I'm about to break down the beat for my exclusive cook-up for BeatStars. Check it out. Alright, for the first sound on this beat, I started out with some chords, an electric piano, and they sounded like this. I also added RC20 to put a little bit of like fuzz on there. You can hear like a little bit of distortion on the chords. For the next sound, I took those chords and I put them on a pad that sounded like this. And with the electric piano so far, it sounds like this all together. For the third sound, I played a synth bass, and it sounded like this. And all together so far with the pad and the electric piano and the bass, it sounds like this. From there, I started to add the drums. I started out with the clap, added hi-hats, a kick, open hi-hat, a rim shot, and a cowbell. As you hear, there's a clap roll in there at the very end of all the bars, and that just sounds by itself sounds like this. Alright, for the fifth sound, I played a synth lead, and it sounded something like this. And then with everything together, sixth sound, I added some vocal chops from Arcade, and they sounded like this. Then everything with the beat sound like this. So this part of the beat, I started sequencing into a verse, getting a little ahead of myself. I'm gonna double back and explain it. But we changed the vocal chops still in Arcade, but we did some different vocal chops for the verse, and they sounded like this. Alright, so one part about the beat that we don't really ever talk about on Behind the Beat is the actual sequencing of the beat into a real song, or the sequencing of the melody into a real song. So, for the intro, basically I take all the melody parts that I just showed you, and I take out the lead synth and the drums. And we're just gonna play it basically with the pad, the vocal chops, the chords, and the bass line. And there's also a riser in there that's going to help with the effect when the drums come in. It sounds like this by itself. So altogether, the intro sounds like this. Chorus, we get into the sequencing of the verse. Like I said, on the verse we swap out the vocal chop for one for another, but then also at the beginning of the verse we're going to take away all the drums and leave those first few bars open. Basically, like, in my mind, I kind of let like the rapper catches steam on his verse and really start to go. But that's some of the sequencing from the chorus into the verse. And then I also took the bass line. At first we had like a res bass, like a real sharp synth bass, and I took that and I put it to another soft square bass, so it's just giving it variation. So let me see here if I can get both the bass lines by themselves. The transition from the bass lines sound like this all together. So it went from like a real sharp bass line to like a deeper bass line, just giving it variation. So when the chorus comes back in, there's a different sound, just giving some different stuff for the listener to hear. Also, with the lead synth, we took that same synth and put it on the chords again with the chord progression. I also put RC20 underneath there. You can hear some of the fuzz, but that comes in with the drums come in, and it just gives it again like another texture in the verse. Very, very subtle, but it's underneath there. So this is what the transition sounds like from the chorus to the verse. No drums, no kick drum. Kick drum right here. Speed us up to the end of the verse, and then the end of the verse we drop out the drums, we drop out the synth, we drop out the bass, and leave like another breakdown for the chorus to come in, so everything just hits harder again on the one. So that breakdown sounds like this. That's it, y'all. Thanks for checking out this week's episode of Behind the Beat. We tried to do a little different, do an exclusive cook up for BeatStars. If you enjoyed this beat, you can lease it from me exclusively on BeatStars/It's Tope. If you made it this far in the video, please subscribe to my guy DoubleOh's YouTube channel. He sat here patiently and watched and waited while I cooked this beat up live. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're enjoying it, man. Thank you again for checking out this week. We'll see you on the next episode. Let's go!